Hello, Sagittarius. Thank you for tuning in. This is the general read. For the main read, I'm using the Morgan Greer Tarot by Paul Foster. Is that upside down? Yep. By Paul Foster Case and Arthur Edward Waite, in case you want to see that. For the support cards, I'm using the Magical Spell cards by Lucy Cavendish, which I'm also giving you that upside down. And then I'm covering her name. Well, that's just great. Alright. And I apologize, I'm realizing... Okay. I don't know why I shuffled one and not the other, but... We're ready to go. Let's get right to it. We just got the bottom card for this. I feel like that belongs here, though. Something's a little weird. Hold on. Why are we pulling from the bottom? Just this card. Oh, and that card goes with it. Okay, I get it. So, your overall energy, Six of Swords. The Six of Swords, I'm kind of getting a lost feeling here. Like, you kind of had to leave the situation at some point because it's getting a little nuts. And let's just go a little farther before we say too much about this card because it might evolve a little more. A lot of times that's moving away from burdens. Sometimes it's taking your burdens with you and moving on to another situation. It depends. As we go into this time frame, we have the Emperor. Emperor seems to go in. Now, it's a general read, so this can be male or female. This is somebody with a lot of energy who's like the initiator of the situation. And right below, like, I'm feeling like this goes with the Emperor, which the imagination and the energy card is with this. I'm feeling they are a little confused about something. I don't know if we're going to pull that out, but we're going to see. They're a little confused about something. And they're not, I feel like it's a lot of it is what they're thinking is happening rather than what's actually happening. I am getting, for some of you, this is revolving around someone in your life with dementia or Alzheimer's. Because I feel like the situation, like, this person is typically very strong, but I feel like something's off. Their mind isn't in the right place. I don't know how many of you are going to have that dementia or Alzheimer's connection, but I'm getting like things are not right. Things are not being seen right, but the Emperor is convinced it's the way they feel about it. It's what they're imagining, but I don't feel like it's right. And they have a lot of enthusiasm about it. Because they go right into the situation and they get really vocal about it. Like, I feel like they're really wound up about it. Seriously. I don't know what made them feel the way they feel, especially since it's a general read, but they're very much... I don't know if it comes out of the blue to you, or if they're coming up with this out of the blue. I'm not exactly sure. But they come in, and they're very vocal, and I feel like they're dead set that this is how this is happening, this is what's going on, and it's not the truth. I'm getting this, like, there's some type of, it's not right. They're just not, their thoughts aren't there, it's not right. And I feel like you're kind of looking at it and you're just kind of, you don't know how to react at first. Some of you might be expecting this because whatever's been happening with the Emperor, this has been happening for a while. And this might be causing a change. Because it's getting out of control to the point where this person gets upset with just what they're thinking. Something has to be taken care of. I'm getting like there's some problem here. If it's not Alzheimer's or dementia, it's like some type of alcohol or drug related to something. Because I feel like their mind is in a bad place. Some of them it's stress. but I don't think that's very many of them. It's some type of something's not right. Their thinking is way off, and it's painfully obvious. Because I feel like they come in and they start an argument, or they try to, but you have the Queen of Cups in the world. I feel like you're trying to. I don't feel like you're freaking out, and you're not trying to defend too much because you know it's just there's nothing rational you could say. I think that's where you are at this point. It's just like where you are. I have no idea what you're thinking or why you're thinking what you're thinking, but I know it's not true. And you're just kind of, I almost feel like you're listening and you're just trying to calm them down. Trying to appease as much as possible. Alright, so when we go forward with that a little farther, you're realizing some things are going to have to change, but I feel like when this situation happens, I feel like it's a little painful, but it's a little relieving at the same time because you know what has to happen next. And you know, I feel like you, even though the Nine of Rods is, I usually consider that a very successful card. In this situation, I feel like it's because you know what has to happen next. You know what you need to do. And you're going to make it happen. And it's kind of like the stress relieving because maybe you've been questioning what you need to do or when certain things need to happen. And you already have like a pre-existing plan or somebody to help you. And this situation is making it move forward. I feel like you're, I don't know, I feel like you've got some support around you. But you're the one making the decision. Not in all cases, but you're a part of the situation. You're a part of it that's making it move forward. And like it's almost like if you're not making the decision due to this situation, you're supporting whoever needs to make that decision to move in a certain direction that they already wanted to. Okay. I feel for a lot of you, when the Emperor comes at you and it's completely irrational, it brings you peace to go forward with what needs to happen next. Like you feel more at peace with doing the next step because you were kind of questioning whether it was the right time or if it was necessary, but due to this interaction, like you realize exactly what's happening now, and it brings you a lot of peace on taking that next step. Alright, because I feel like this is difficult in the sense of like, I almost feel like you might have been holding back and you were worried about the situation. You knew it was going a certain direction, but you didn't want to like be the one who like made that decision. Or, I don't know if you heard that on camera, but there was a weird sound over there, but that's fine. Moving on. That threw me right off. That was a weird sound. I feel like that's why we're talking about the Six of Swords here too, because this is a change. This is going to kind of change the relationship you have with the Emperor. And hey! I'm thinking somebody's outside. That would make sense. This is changing. Like I feel like the Emperor might kind of be moving into a different situation. There's like a bit of a separation from normal. Something is changing with the Emperor. And that's what the Six of Swords is. And I feel like it's kind of like it's hard to see this relationship change. And the Six of Swords is saying it's the change in the relationship. Like part of how this relationship worked for you and the Emperor before has come to its conclusion. And you're accepting that. And the Six of Swords, I feel like this is very mental. Swords are air, so that's a mental thing. Mental activity. You're accepting that the relationship has moved into a different area. It's not going to be the same any longer. And I feel like that might have been a hard thing to accept, but due to this situation, you've now realized it's not something that's going to happen. It's kind of already happened, and you just can't ignore it any longer. Now, you're making decision. If you're not making the decisions, you're help making decisions. One of the two about how to handle the Emperor going forward, and as you're doing so, you've got the Knight of not the Knight, the King of Pentacles and the Swords, the Eight of Swords here. I feel like you're kind of like, you don't feel like there's a lot of options, and you're just trying to figure out the best way to do things. I don't want to say you're feeling railroaded, but there's not a lot of options. There's not a lot of options, but you do have the support you need. In some cases, you are becoming the King of Pentacles. They're like, nope, they're giving me a no on that. So that's not what's happening. This is support. Alright, so the King of Pentacles is support. I feel like you're weighing out the options. The support around you feels like there's nothing else they feel like it has to happen at this point. Like you're bringing it home that it's time. It has to happen now. Like the procrastination time is over. It's due to this last situation. You're just like, we have to make this decision now. And one of the two, either you're making that decision or you're helping somebody else make that decision. Why does this kind of want to fly out of my hand? You don't want to make the decision, but you have to. It's hard. You rather not, but it's time. And you're making sure that whoever else is on board, if there's somebody else actually like doing the decision part, you're pushing forward like, no, it has to happen now, and you're making sure you're not letting go on it. You got you're like right into it. You're like, no, I'm sorry, but I had this. I know it's no longer like an if thing. It's now. We have to handle this now. I feel like it's very heart-wrenching for, well, not only for you, but for whoever the King of Pentacles is. It's hard. It's like really heartfelt hard. Like, it's like a worry, like, is this really necessary? Like, almost like they're hurting somebody they love. Like the Emperor. I feel like the Emperor is very loved. And it's hard to make this decision. And I feel like the King of Pentacles feels guilty a little bit. And maybe just kind of like, does it really have to be this way right now? And you're just saying, I'm sorry, I don't want this to happen either, but it's gonna really be a problem if we don't take care of it now. We have to take care of it now. And you're seeing it for what it is, and you're just like, you know what? It's not good to wait for it to get worse. It can't be any worse. We can't go any worse. If it gets worse, there's just gonna be that much more to pick up. It's gonna be even worse for the Emperor. Like, we're not helping him by ignoring it. We have to do it. We have to do it now. All right. So I feel like it's a general read because I'm kind of thinking it goes in a few different directions, but you're helping the Emperor. You're making decisions for the Emperor. Again, either you're directly making those decisions or you're influencing somebody else who needs to make it, but it's time to move forward. And it due to this interaction, there's just no way around it. Okay. All right, I'm going to wrap that up here. Thank you for watching. Of course, if you would like a direct reading from me, go ahead and shoot me an email. James4astral@gmail.com. James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.